how you can talk to 5,000 sellers easily in the matter of seconds for under $5. Let's find out. So you guys are screaming at me. You're like, how do I talk to 5,000 sellers with a click of a button in just seconds for so cheap? The answer here is ringless voicemails. Yes, today we're gonna be talking about ringless voicemails and how you can talk to all these great sellers for cheap and easily. So, ringless voicemail, if you don't know what that is, it is basically a way where you can just drop messages in someone's voicemail over online easily with the click of a button. Now, for example, if I had a list of 1,000 sellers, what I can do is create a little message saying, hey, this is Zach, sorry you couldn't get a hold of me. You know, I'm trying to buy your property for all cash. Please give me a call back. And boom, just click a button, thousands go out just like that. So, quick disclaimer here. If you live in Florida where RVMs are illegal, don't do it. I teach my students how to do it, but please don't do it in Florida. You will get sued and you will get slapped with thousands of dollars in lawsuits. And before we get into how to actually do ringless voicemails and how to, increase your lead flow and everything, this is a new shirt. This is the Flip with Rick University. Pretty cool. Be on the lookout. We're going to do some giveaways for it. Also, if you purchase and you're a part of the university, you can get a free shirt. So let's get into step-by-step how to get these ringless voicemails out and get some more deals. Now, to start sending thousands of these ringless voicemails out, if you don't live in Florida, this is what you're gonna have to do. So first, we're gonna have to pull a list. There are so many lists you can pull here. So first of all, you can do high equity lists. Those are one of my favorite ones. They're really big. So when you think about pulling a list, you're actually gonna have to pull a very, very big list. This can't be a small little 100 to 200 sellers list. This has to be a list with tens of thousands of people in it, just like if you're doing an SMS blast. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull high equity, we're going to pull over code violations, we're going to pull every single list possible. We're going to do pre-foreclosures, foreclosures, expired listings, everything we possibly can into a huge list. Now we're going to compile about 5,000 to 10,000 of this list, and what we're going to do next is we're going to skip trace this list. Skip tracing, there's so many skip tracing options. If you're doing a lot, you're doing a lot of deals, you got some money, I probably would do a paid service. IDI has one you can actually do. There's other ones you can do, like I know batch skip tracing is really good. Easy button REI is a good one too. I'm not here to tell you how to do skip tracing. As long as they give you 3 numbers, that's what you're gonna have to do. Skip trace that. Now you have the property address because you pulled the information. So you got the property address and then you got the phone number. This is important. You need the property address too and the seller's info. So now that we got all this information compiled, we go into the next step, and that is organizing and preparing what we have to do for these RVMs. So you need to understand with RVMs, you're actually dropping it into someone's voicemail. So you're technically calling them, but you're not calling them at the same time. It's a weird, it's a really weird situation. If we understand that once we drop the voicemail, the seller, let's say Sally Smith, she sees it and she says, wow, I got a missed call. What they're most likely going to do is they're just going to call you back, and they're not even going to listen to the voicemail, which can be a problem. So we're also going to have to set up a voicemail before we start anything else too. So the ringless voicemail, the other half of them are actually going to listen to your voicemail and they're going to listen to it. That's where I have to have our message, has to be on point, has to be on fire and really good. So next up here, we're going to have to decide who we're going to use for our skip tracing service. Now, there's a multitude of them out there. I really like Easy Button REI because it's the cheapest one for me, because we do use Don Ross's Beast Mode for Podio. There's other ones too, but I know Batch Skip Tracing, I think they have one too. There's so many of them. Just make sure you use a reputable one that real estate investors are using, and from there, we're going to decide which one to use, look at the pricing on it, and now we're actually going to have to record our voicemails and then record the message that we're going to drop under their voicemail. So since we're going to be dropping this to thousands of our sellers, the recording has to be good. So the recording that I recommend is something where you're to the point, you make it seem like that you're actually trying to call them. Don't make it seem really spammy. So usually what I do is just something like this. Hey, this is Zach. I'm sorry you didn't answer your phone here, but I'm just trying to get a hold of you. I'm really interested in buying your property for all cash. If this is something you're interested in, please give me a call back. Short and sweet. Sometimes, you can add a God bless or thank you in the end. Make it seem like it's personal, like I'm actually physically calling them, not that spammy. I know some real estate investors do some crazy stuff like, this is Zach from blah, 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 home buyers, and I'm here to buy your property for all cash. We are a full multitude. That's so spammy. Everybody knows this. You got to make it personal, guys. Now, one thing too is you just add your first name. Don't include your last name. Don't make it up for, if you got a lawyer and he really wants to make you have a bad day and you say, this is Zach Ginn, it's not going to be good. If someone's got a vendetta against you or they really want to screw you over, they can, especially if you're doing this in a market that maybe RVMs are kind of in a gray area in the law of sorts. Please do this in a lawful area. But guys, so just do your first name, indicate that you try to call them, and then also give them a callback number at a different phone number. So there's two ways you can go at this. There's two school of thoughts. So the one is you actually get them. So you call them with the RVM and you say in the message, hey, this is Zach, please give me a call back. And they'll call you back at that number that they got the RVM from. And what you're gonna do is you send 5,000 to 10,000 out like I've done before. What you're gonna do is you're gonna get like 1,000 calls back. And obviously you can't answer every single one. 40 to 50% of them are gonna cuss you out and F you, blah, 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 blah. Typical. And then maybe 1 to 2% of them are gonna call you back and say, hey, I'm interested in selling my property for all cash. Whoa. What you're gonna do on that area is then you're gonna call them from a different phone number. You're gonna vet them, make sure they're not a lawyer. You just gotta make sure with these people. And then once you're there, you go to your basic qualifying, get the appointment, get the deal, blah, 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 repeat. In your second recording here, you can say something like, hey, this is Zach. I'm sorry you didn't answer your phone. I'm looking to buy some houses all cash in this neighborhood. Something I'm very interested in. This is actually my business phone number. Can you please call me on my personal cell, blah, 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 1144. And this actually physically shows if someone really, really wants to call you and they actually listen to that voice message, they know that you're actually looking to buy properties all cash, and they know that I actually am a home buyer in the area. Cool thing we can do there is they'll actually call us from a different phone number. You could answer this live. I usually like to leave that a voicemail, then call them back from that same number. I just want to be careful. A lot of people still cuss you out. And so just get the voicemails from there, call them back, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So this was a cool little breakdown of RVMs. It's not really a gimmick when I say you can talk to 5,000 people for such a cheap price instantly. In the future, I'm almost certain that RVMs are going to become illegal. But for now, in most states, they aren't, and they're a great tool, to get sellers and great deals. So this is just RVMs, guys. If you got any questions, please leave a comment below. If you like this t-shirt, want to know how to get one, please give a comment too. We'll help you out with that too. So Zach Ginn, Flip with Rick, signing out.